హాయ్ అండి, నా పేరు విజయ నిర్మల. జుట్టు పెరగడం మొదలైంది.
వేరుశనగ తీస్తాము, ఆముదం తీస్తాము.
ఊరుగా మన ముందే తయారు చేసి ఇస్తున్నాడు.
Vanya Raj is a CYC CEO, serial entrepreneur.
Backbencher name kuda. Even I came from backbench. ఏ క్లారిటీ లేదు సార్, జాబ్ క్లారిటీ లేదు. మీరు వినపడలా?
So today I'm discussing about we've seen so far the Linux, and we've seen so far some different types of Git, Maven, Ansible, Jenkins, and we've seen so far Docker. Everything comes on the picture. So guys, in market actually, so if you go outside the market after the training, so what you are facing the challenges. Okay, so basically you need to understand one thing very clearly. So whenever you went, you can keep any resume on your side of your career side. Definitely I want to say, so please make a note, whatever you are trying to put in your resume, whatever you're trying to keep in your resume, try to go with the understand of your resume. You should understand what your resume content. Okay, so here lot of drawback here is, so many members are coming to interview and they're going out because of lack of knowledge, and they're trying to go with a different content. Okay, so whatever he is trying to keep the content in resume, whatever he's telling, that is not should be matchable. It should be not a matchable. So that's why the technical person was thinking that there's a fake resume or something else. Okay, so to overcome that, I want to say very clearly about this. So whenever you are trying to keep any resume, try to go with your whatever you are trying to go with the roles and responsibilities. So whatever you're trying to keep the roles and responsibilities, that should be very mandatory to work on the progress. Okay, so this is how the plan of agenda. We are trying to go with the keeping the model of scenario. I'm trying to go with this video for this, who are going to introduce the, so who are want to go with the DevOps or everything else with the DevOps challenges. Definitely I want to say, try to you have to know about the model scenarios, and you have to know about the DevOps content. So whatever the questions they're asking, so I'm trying to go with a model scenario. So because you have a lot of websites in your internet, but I don't think so, because every website cannot be go with own by heart and everything. That's a very complex scenario actually. Okay, so guys, my voice is clear to all the members, I hope. I'm trying to go with the right now how we are going to face the challenges on DevOps interview questions. Okay, so we'll try to suppose if I ask something, Kiran, what is DevOps actually? So can you elaborate? What is DevOps actually?
In the DevOps, there are so many tools like Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven. We should work in the different types of tools, and we should use the commands.
Okay, Saikiran. Okay. Basically, if you say what is DevOps actually? So DevOps is something where we are working with development plus operations, and we are working on the automation. Why we need to go with automation actually? So is this mandatory in market to go with automation? Yes, this is mandatory because so DevOps is not a tool, it's not a software, it's a process, it's a methodology, it's a culture. Okay, so because in organization, if you want to work on the different scenarios for the development plus operations, you need to go with automation. Okay, so you need to maintain one operation field that should be comes in a picture of that is methodology process. Okay, so basically if you want to keep in production mode of your particular product, definitely you need to go with the deployment level. Okay, as per the standards, of the scenario, you need to understand one thing. So whenever you're trying to keep on your roles and responsibilities from your side, so definitely what are the facing challenges? So this is comes under the picture. You are not a developer, you are not in operation field. Definitely you need to go with automation field. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, you need to work on the process and methodology. So that's why I want to go with a DevOps engineer. Okay, you have to say like answer like this, you have to elaborate, because the try even some person, so those who are asking the questions, so they're expecting something like, so you have to expand your words. So don't go with the shortcut keys, okay, shortcut words and something else, because they will not show interest on your shortcut words. They'll try to go with elaboration, because so if something, if you go with any software company, definitely you need to go with the expansion of your words, because some topic is related to your expansion of the words. Okay, so it depends upon how you're talking about the some other members. So try to keep that particular knowledge on the particular scenario. Okay, so this is all about which I want to say you. So if someone is asking some question, definitely you have to explain that particular topic with the 2 to 3 minutes. So this is my agenda, guys. Okay, so don't to go with whatever the shortcut keys. So what is DevOps means? DevOps is something where we are working with development plus operations. That's it. No, that's not a right answer, because so DevOps is something where we need to automate. We need to go with a methodology process. So you need to work on the different operations like development plus operations, and you need to go with some other teams also. Okay, so it depends upon how we are working on the different clients. Okay, so this is comes as a picture of DevOps. Okay, so now let's go with the models. So I have some related questions, different models. I was searched in Google. I was went to some interview model questions. Okay, so try to, so everyone think about that. Okay, we have a website and we can learn on that. So no one can, I hope, I don't think so, no one can go through the websites, because 95% they're going with the YouTube's only. Okay, so YouTube is okay, but the thing is, try to give the material, try to give the study material to work on the progress. Okay, so this is my suggestion, guys, to other members, to those who are go with the interview questions. Try to go with the interview models. Okay, so I'm trying to go with the freshers and as well as experienced persons. Those who are going with the freshers, those who are going with the experienced persons, I'll try to automate. So I'll try to work on the progress. So based upon that only, we are trying to keep interview questions based upon the role of our resume. Okay, so let's go with the scenarios. So I have some interview questions. I was searching browser. Okay, so I'll try to go with that actually. So what is that particular topic? So we need to discuss about this. Okay, see here. Okay. See here, I have some different for the freshers and as well as experienced persons. So, what is the fundamental difference between the DevOps and Agile? So, what is Agile, Kiran? I told you in demo, right? I told you in demo. What is Agile?
Agile is software development methodology. It,
Software methodology. Okay.
it will be interactive, incremental, small things
Yes, that's
like
right.
customer
So,
feedback.
yeah, custom. So actually, the thing is, agile model is a model that can represent in organization. So if someone is asking some project regarding about the project with a short term audience, like a short term contract, so no one can waste the time, right? So if someone is started some project, if someone client came at after 6 months, the client came at middle, he want to go with the changes, so no one go back the first model representation again, he want to work with the particular things. Definitely it will be time waste. Okay, to overcome that, what I want to do, I want to take a new challenge, that is model representation agile. Agile is something where we are trying to modify whatever you want to do, some changes, what you want to add the modification and delete the old content. Okay, so this is comes as a picture of agile. So what is meant by DevOps actually? DevOps is something where we are working with development operations and we are working with the practices like, so we are working with continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous testing. Okay. So, and we are focusing on basically the DevOps will focus on timelines, quality of the quality and high priority. Okay. And moreover, it should be something where we are working with small releases. Like, so we need to go with immediate feedbacks like Flipkart. Flipkart has been stopped for one hour. So the customer feedback has been risen because Flipkart, the client want to know how my app is going on with the customers. Okay, so he want to test the customers to make an application easy process. Okay, so this is how we can work on the DevOps plus Agile. Agile will releases many things based upon the timeline process only. Okay, so depends upon the customer feedback, depends upon the timelines, depends upon some different types of tools. So we can add, we can delete whatever the things will be happen. Okay, so the next question is why we need to go with the DevOps? Because DevOps is something where we are working increase the development frequency. So we need to go with deployment frequency like Jenkins, and we have previously we have a Bamboo actually. So we have one Bamboo, and that Bamboo will be risen based upon the Jenkins team. Okay, so Jenkins is a deployment tool. So we are working with the deployment level. Okay, so and this process we are working with the lower rate failures like new. So you want to introduce the new customer releases like so customer want to go with a new application progress. Okay, so timelines and everything will be comes on the picture. Okay, so the next one is what, so how DevOps is different with Agile of software development lifecycle. So definitely what is in the software development lifecycle? Software development lifecycle will come to the picture of different models like waterfall model, Agile model, incremental model. So like so we are working on the spiral model, V model. So why we need to go with the models actually? Model is something where we are working with a blueprint. Like so it's an organization process, it's an organization methodology. So depends upon the organization, they work with the different models. Okay, so that's why software development lifecycle is a major role to work on the different methodologies. Okay, so this is how we can go. And what are the top tools, DevOps tools we are working current now? Okay, so we are current working with the Git, Jenkins, and Selenium, and Puppet, Nagios, and Docker. So very important guys, because if you are those who are going with 3 to 4 years of experience, I'm just referring to try to go with these tools. Okay. Okay. So now how do all these tools work together? So it's a very critical question. So definitely in organization, if you go with any company, definitely you need to go with the developer only. So developer is the heart of operating system. Okay, so developer will try to create a project and he will move forward to Git. Okay, so once Git, so as I told you, CI/CD pipeline, Kiran, right? CI/CD, have you know this? CI/CD. First, we went to GitHub repository, we taken a code, and finally we are moving with a testing team. So development to testing team to production team. Okay. So this is the overall progress which we are working with CI/CD. That is continuous integration, continuous delivery. Okay. Okay. So this is the process. See here. So this is a diagram which I want to represent. Okay. So we are trying to go with some different types of tools that Git, Selenium, or Zira. We are going with the code, build, test, and we are trying to go with deployment level. So operation and monitor. So have you know about the CI/CD, right?
Yes, sir. Continue integration, continue.
Continuous integration, continuous delivery. We are moving with the development team to continuous download, continuous build, continuous the implementation, continuous deployment, continuous maintenance. Right. So we went to different stages. Okay. So that is comes as CI/CD process. So what are the advantages of DevOps actually? Advantage of DevOps is very simple. So we are going with the benefits that continuous software delivery will be very easy and less complex, and problems will be very less, and faster resolution. We are working with heavy faster resolution process. And so business benefits, what are the business benefits for the clients actually? So basically if you want to go with the business benefits, definitely I want to say the customer was very frequently he will try to approach the applications very easily, and business expansion is very more, and so he will try to go with time consumption also. Okay, it should be very easy. Mention some core benefits of DevOps. DevOps is something. So core benefits in the sense we are going with so majorly DevOps will works in organization operations only, operations and development. Okay, so this is the core and this is the methodology process which we are working on the progress. Okay, so then what is the most important giving on the DevOps hands view? Definitely, I'm trying to search in browse only here. So by using some tutorials, so this will be so we need to achieve the customer feedback only. So this is how we can go. And okay, this is all the things, and this is something where we are working with the tools. So what is meant by DevOps methodology? DevOps methodology is nothing but development plus operations. Okay. So in operations, we are working with release, deploy, operate, and monitor. And coming to plan, code, build, test. This is development. This is operations. Okay. So this is how we can go. And explain your understanding, expertise with software organization, any technical team operations. Yeah, definitely. We need to go with the 3 stages. That is deployment, frequency, change, failure rate, mean time, recovery. Okay, so very important for your interview question. So how explain understanding expertise both software development and technical operations. So definitely you need to go with 3 stages, that is development, deployments, frequency, change, failure, and we are going with mean time, recovery. Okay, so what is meant by KPI? KPI is nothing but key performance indicators. Okay, so what is meant by key performance indicators here? So basically, if you go with a model of agenda with different questions, so it should be very complicated question only. But the thing is, it is very easy. Okay, so key performance indicators in DevOps is you are trying to identify the mistakes in DevOps. Okay, you are trying to rectify them. So if you try to approach some problem, approach some problem, definitely you need to go with the productivity. That's very important. So for this, we need to go with some different failures. Okay, one is changeover failure rates, mean time recovery, lead time, deployment frequency, change volumes, cycle time, and we are going customer ticket availability, detect scape, and time detection. Okay, so this is some discussion where we are working with the models actually. So if you try to approach the problem, definitely you need to solve the problem. That's very important. Okay, so why has DevOps has came to famous? Because DevOps is something where we are working with the blueprint of the agenda in current industry. So without DevOps, there is no automation field. Okay, so we are working with the different types of tools based upon the software development life cycle. This is very important. Okay, so this is how we can go. And so recently I went to some interview questions that is from different tools, like different types of tools, so that comes to the picture. So develop some interview question, that is version control system, that is Git. Okay, what is meant by version control system? Very important for your interview question. So what is meant by version control system? So basically, if you go with a version control system, you need to use Git. So Git is something where we are working with source code management. So we are working with a developer perspective. So developer want to do the code based upon the some different stages. So so we are working with the in Git, we have a 3 stages. What are they? Untracked files, staging area, and local repository. Okay.
Yes.
So we are working with a version control system based upon the 3 stages. So what is meant by untracked files? Whenever the client is giving some requirement, that is comes under untracked files. What is the staging area? Staging area is something where we are working with untracked files to move forward to staging area by using git add dot or git commits. Okay. And the local repository will go with the logs. Okay. So this is comes under staging area. Okay, so this is how we can go with the version control system. And coming to what are the different types of benefits in version control system. So basically, if you go through the version control system, definitely as per the developer perspective, we are working with some different types of codes. Okay, so what are the codes which we need to maintain here is it depends upon how we are working with the GitHub repository as per the developer needs. Okay, so this is how we can work on the scenario. Okay. Describe the branching strategies we are using. So branching strategy is nothing but untracked files, staging area, and local repository. This is a branching from child to branch, from master branch to child to branch. In child to branch, we are working with the different commits. Suppose if the developer having some doubt on the master branch, he will try to go with the child branches because he will try to split the module and he will try to go with the correct module, and he will match all the modules from the child branch to master branch. Okay, so then what is member version control system different tools? Okay, so it depends upon how developer can work. It depends upon how the developer can work. So we are working with the different models based upon the different types of tools. Like so, it depends upon the like he will work on the Java, he will work with the Salesforce, he will work with the .NET. Based upon that only, we are working with the GitHub repository. Okay, is Git is supportable for different technologies? Definitely, it will be supportable. Okay, so what is meant by Git? Git is a version control system, and we are working with source code management. Okay, so we are trying to maintain the different types of collaborations in the entire world. We can take the code, we can remove the code. Depends upon the developer needs. So explain some Git commands. So Git commands is something we are working with Git init, Git add dot, Git commit, and we are going with Git status. Okay, so so this is something where we are working with a GitHub repository, and some different types of logical questions will be arise here. Okay, some logical questions will be there. No need to worry. So it is very easy to understand. Okay, so basically, if you want to perform any Git operations, you need to maintain some. So I was discussed this one in the class session only. Okay, so try to go with whatever I told the some different types of operations there. Okay, so now let's move with the. So what is meant by merging? So merging is something where we are working with the child branch to master branch. Okay, if something has done modification in child branch, you want to merge all the files into master branch, because master branch is the default branch for the GitHub repository. Okay, so you have to know about these things, guys. What are the difference between the centralized distribution? What is meant by CVC and DVC? CVC comes in a picture of centralized version control and distribution version control system. Try to go with this. And what is the difference between Git merge and Git rebase? Very, very important, guys, for your interview question. Okay, if someone is asking what is meant by Git merge, what is meant by Git rebase? Because as a DevOps engineer, you need to know all these things, because Git is a DevOps tool only. Okay, so next we are going with what is the difference between the Git fetch and Git pull. Okay, and so this is some different types of tools, guys. Okay, some interview questions for regarding about the Jenkins. Okay, so we are trying to go with the Jenkins now. So what is my continuous integration? Continuous integration is nothing but developer is giving some code to work on the progress on the different fields. Like so he will go with the Jenkins server. He will try to make a deployment there. If something has been failure, definitely will go developer again. He will try to do some changes. Again, he will move to Jenkins team to run the jobs. That is comes under continuous integration. Okay. So next, we are going with. So what is the difference between the development plus testing? Development is something where we are writing the source code. Testing is something where we are writing some testing scripts. Okay, so what are the success factors on the continuous integration? Very, very important. So to maintain the code repository and automate to build and make the build self-testing, and we are trying to go with the automation field, and we are trying to go with the so to make build delivery process, and we are trying to go with the production team, and we are trying to go with the automation team. Okay, explain how to move the copy Jenkins from one server to another server. So very easy. So to move the Jenkins server one place to another place, you need to go with the master slave configuration. Okay, so whenever you're trying to give some instruction for the master, and definitely the slave will be work on the progress based upon the copy of the Jenkins one server to another server. Okay, so explain how to create a backup in copy files in Jenkins. So you need to go with a home Jenkins directory. Very, very important. So if someone want to create some backup session on the particular Jenkins, you need to understand this command, that is Jenkins home directory. Okay, explain how to set up the Jenkins. Very easy. To Jenkins is work on the progress based upon the some different. So we are going with the Jenkins official website. We are trying to install the particular commands to install the Jenkins job. Okay. I mentioned some useful plugins in Jenkins. Maven 2 project wise, we've seen so far that the Maven project and Amazon EC2 and the HTML publisher, and we'll see this one in AWS, guys. Okay, Amazon EC2, HTML publisher, copy artifact, join, green balls. So this is comes another picture of AWS only. How to secure the Jenkins? Very easy. Go for the global security configuration and try to enable the security with there, and you can go with that particular things. Okay, so explain blue-green deployment pattern. Very, very important for your AWS. AWS will be works on based upon the Route 53. Route 53 is very, very important. I'll tell you what is Route 53 with practical session. Okay, so we'll discuss that one in AWS. Okay, so explain how to set up the Jenkins job. Very easy. To you can install Jenkins and you can run the you can try to go with the creating the instance in Jenkins team. Okay, so we are trying to create a Jenkins team based upon that only. We are trying to go with a factor based upon the Jenkins deployments. Okay, so this is something where we are going with step-by-step process with the official website of Jenkins. Okay, so now how to approach the project with the implementation. So by using continuous and continuous implementation. Okay, so with the developer perspective, we are trying to go with continuous implementation. We are working on the progress. Okay, so some testing team. So we are trying to go with continuous testing. So it is comes under the picture of continuous testing. So what is by continuous testing means getting feedback from the deployment team, and he will try to modify with the development team, and he'll try to approach the testing team. Okay, so what is some important questions, guys? So this is comes on a model picture. Okay, so recently some questions has been raised in some different types of testing also. Okay, so try to go with this, and how to automate the testing and development life cycle. Very, very important. Okay, so try to go with this model. And what is continuous testing important in DevOps? Okay, so majorly continuous testing is one of the most frequently which we are rising on the deployment tools based upon the Jenkins only. Okay, so we are working on the Jenkins. We are working on the progress. That's very, very important. Okay, so okay, this is some testing team configure. So next one is Ansible. Ansible is comes in the picture. We are going with some different interview questions. So what is meant by Ansible? Ansible is a configuration management where we can manage some different types of nodes on the base of remote controller. Okay, so this is come the Ansible. And what are the different types of assets? Like we are trying to go with the assets. So based upon the configuration management. So it depends upon how we are working with the different managements with the different types of node creations like Ansible. In Ansible, we are writing with ad hoc commands and playbooks depends upon the services. Okay, so we are working with single service or multiple service based upon the ad hoc commands and playbooks. Okay, so now let's go with the picture of we have some old tools that is like Puppet. So Puppet is currently in industry. Yes, it is in industry. Depends upon the organization needs. Okay. So try to go with certifications. If someone want to go with certifications, try to go with this. Okay. So I have some. So Chef is also in market currently because some companies are using Chef. Chef, but most probably Ansible is in market. Okay, not Chef. Okay. Try to go with whatever I practice, whatever I told the questions. That will be very easy, guys. Try to go with that and try to go with. So I'll give some interview questions also for you. Try to practice that questions and try to go with the practical session, guys. I'm telling you to you very clearly. So in market, not they're asking theory. They'll go with the practical sessions only. Okay, because recently in some X companies I seen so far. So if you want to work on the progress, try to go with the practical sessions, not theoretical sessions. Theoretical is something where that should be unknowledgeable. If you try to go with the practical sessions, that will be very easy to work on the progress and easy to elaborate the answer. Okay, so my suggestion to all the members, try to go with the practical sessions, don't go for the theoretical sessions. Okay, so it is something where it should be related. So something comes under knowledge. So if you are paying some different types of amounts, but the thing is amount is not valuable, but the knowledge is valuable. Okay, so try to go with this and try to get a concentration. If you have any doubts, please try to ask me. That should be very clear. Okay, so I hope this model interview is model some interview models has been represented for me. So thank you, guys, and have a great day.